Thanks for joining me on this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content on the channel. And also be sure to follow me on these other social media platforms. Links are in the description below. Alright, have and have not fans. Now in this video, it is about what will Benny decide to do with the money. And it looks like once again, Candace is going to persuade him, hey, I'll split it in half with you. Two things on that. Number one, let's say theoretically, and we know it's like $8.8 million. Let's just say for simplicity's sake, let's just call it $8 million. It's easier to say. For example, let's say if Candace persuades Benny, hey, transfer me the money, wire me the money, I'll give you half of it. How exactly will that work? Does she plan to have all the money be transferred from the joint account to her account, and then she'll give half to Benny? Or is it like, hey, just send me $4 million and you keep the other 4 and then we're golden, okay? Half and half and we're good to go. You'll never see me again. Will she try to pitch that idea? Because honestly, let's say Benny does agree to sending Candace some of the money. I mean, will he once again be so dumb to send all the money? Not dumb to send the money, but dumb enough to trust Candace again and just send her all the money. Next thing you know, she's gone. I could see that happening, but she has given Benny money before. Bought him the house, tow company, even back in season 1, using part of the $100,000 that she blackmailed from Jim to prevent Hannah's house from being foreclosed on. So she probably would be good for giving half of the money to Benny, but I feel like I've talked about this subject so much that it's not even worth going into like a full discussion on, but I don't know why people are supporting that, oh, Candace should get the money. Hannah should just give it up so Candace can just leave. This isn't $8. This isn't $80. This isn't $800, $8,000, $80,000. We're talking almost $9 million. That Hannah now knows for a fact came from the criers. I mean, even before knowing for a fact it came from the criers, she knew that Candace got it from a scam or basically a con. So I don't know why people are trying to justify Hannah handing over that money, or even Benny agreeing to keeping some of it or giving half to Candace. And Benny should be the last person to decide what to do with money that he knows for a fact came from a con due to his current situation with the Malones. And I've said this in my episode review, I believe, that if there's anything that Benny should be talking about, it's, hey, Ma, is there any way I could talk with the criers to possibly get, like, you know, the interest needed to pay back the Malones? Like, he has the $45K, but I believe he needs like what, another 17 or 18 grand to pay the interest. That way he can close his account with the Malones. I mean, he could do that. I mean, to be completely honest here, if I were in his shoes with the Malones, I mean, look, I'd be like, look, let me get this money out the bank and give them this money. That way, at least I won't have people coming after me. And whatever I have to face dealing with my mom and the criers, well, Catherine bumped Jim, I'll deal with it. I mean, it's better to have that than people shooting at you. So this episode already, Three's a Crowd, I'm already annoyed with it, due to the fact that I feel like the theme of the episode Three's a Crowd is going to be referring to, you know, the lunch get together. I'm not even calling it a date, but like the lunch you get together of Jeffrey and Madison catching up. Then Justin's going to come, Three's a Crowd. Then we have, you know, Benny and Hannah getting ready to go to the bank. And then I bet Candace once again pops up trying to convince Benny about the money. That's Three's a Crowd. And I feel like that's just going to mess things up. I mean, I just feel like it's another scenario where a big plot point is about to be resolved, but once again, hey, you know what? It's like the devil and the angel on the shoulders, and Benny's dumb ass is probably going to think, well, let's give some of the money to Candace. It's not hers. It's not hers. I mean, hell, Oscar lost his life because of this money, and people have been beaten up over this money. It's just, and hell, even Malik lost his life dealing with Candace about this money. So I really don't know why this is so complicated. This plot point should have been resolved a while ago. So to the people who still go on, I mean, hell, if you want to talk Three's a Crowd, what is it? Wyatt, Leo, and Mac who are watching him, Three's a Crowd. But I have no interest in this storyline. I mean, and then the fact that Candace says she's going to send more people after Hannah if she doesn't get the money, it doesn't make sense. I mean, if Benny decides not to sign over the money along with Hannah to go back to the Criers, then that means the money is going to be stuck in the account because it's a joint account, which also means Candace is going to keep sending people over. But I wonder if this is going to be brought up in front of Benny because him and Derek know, and now Hannah knows that Candace sent Malik over there. And the fact that Candace literally threatened her mom saying, I want to send people over there every night. What will Benny do then? I mean, if he knows that, and I really do hope this is brought up in the next episode, if this plot point is brought up, will that convince Benny to go with Hannah immediately to sign over the money? Will that happen? I hope so, but not that Benny has much in the area of character development this season, but in the last episode, I really did appreciate the fact that he was able to see through Candace's lies almost as easily as Hannah in this last episode and got up out of the hotel room and left. But now, once again, Candace is convincing him to do the wrong thing, and he's allowing that to happen despite everything he knows Candace has done and everything Candace has put him through, even lying to him many times before. He's convinced or even considering the notion of trusting her. Kill Benny off. I know it's not going to happen anytime soon, but it's just dumb, and I hate to just see a plot point dragged out like that where it makes characters who are already not the most intelligent look even dumber. So I'm surprised Hannah hasn't keeled over just by the sheer stupidity of her children. So that's all I have to say about it. What do you think Benny is going to decide to do? I hope this is not like a 10-minute chunk of the episode, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm going to be completely honest here. It's probably a factor where the beginning of the episode is when, Broderick and Catherine are, wrapping up what they were doing in the room. Candace leaves to go over to the hotel, and then she goes back to her hotel room after confronting Catherine, and that's when she finds that somebody is in her room. Who that is, I believe, is probably Landon, and then she probably finds herself in a desperate situation where, oh my gosh, okay, you know what? I need to get this money because if I don't, then I'm going to be pursued even further by Charles and whatnot, which again makes no sense because even if they agree to give Candace $2 million, Landon is going to put another federal hold on whatever account Candace wants to transfer it to. So even if by some means Hannah agrees to give her a part of the money that isn't hers to begin with, it's going to be blocked off. I don't know why has that not factored into her brain that Landon is not going to let that happen, and this time is for keeps. Remember, he did lift the hold the first time, but given the fact that Charles has won the election and now he's more serious than ever to squash any plans Candace has, for a fact that hold will not be lifted under any circumstances, meaning that the money's going to be in limbo unless there's like a pending date where if nothing is done with this transaction within the next 5 business days, the money's going to be sent, back to the joint account, so Candace's plan will fail regardless. So let me know your thoughts on this. I am just completely done with this storyline, and yeah, just tell me what you think.